Okay, so in my inexperience of working on these things, I've just been taking bits off and getting bits of this heat shield and that off. It's all pretty knackered, to be fair. It's all rusty. Some of the bolts are seized completely, and I've tried heat on them, chiseling them, everything, drilling them out, some of them, to that extent. So we're going to have to do some repair or replacement on some of these heat shields because they're a bit knackered, to be fair. But anyway, found a spark plug. Yeah, nice. Spare. Just laying underneath everything, along with just all of this crap. But the oil then, let's have a look at the oil, because we've taken off some underneath as well. So our oil is primarily coming from 3 places by the look of it. It's coming from my fuel pump, which is over here. Oh, where are you? So it's coming from the fuel pump. See, it's a little bit damp over there, not too bad, but a little bit. I think the worst one, and you're going to struggle to see this, but if you look at this pushrod tube here, on the inside, someone's gunked it all up with silicone or something. Someone's tried sticking this in before from the outside, and it hasn't worked, and that's where most of the oil appears to be coming from that pushrod tube there. And then I've got some at the front here as well from the where are you? Can you see? From my oil filler tube. So I'm guessing there's just a gasket in between there and the sump of the engine. I've got a little bit over that side on those pushrod tubes, but that's not too bad. But let's see what happens when we take it apart. I don't know how to do these yet, so we'll have to find out how to do these, because I'm going to have to do this one over here. Okay, so we'll have a look. We'll see what they're like to do. See how you go about doing them, and then we'll come back to it. But this is what we're going to do. This is what we are doing, as you know. Okay, I did have a look. I had a look on YouTube after I was struggling with all of these heat shields and taking this thing apart, and it would appear that you just take the whole freaking lot out in one go with all of the shields and everything else. So that's how it's going to go back together again. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go and have a look, see how you change these seals on, because I guess that pushrod tube is going to be the killer. Everything's very, very rusty and seized up, as you would expect on an old beast like this. Okay, bear with me. I'll come back to you. Okay, quick catch-up video, because we've put 2 videos on for the train, which I did promise. Just to let you know that I haven't been standing idly by with this. We're cracking on. So the oil leaks coming from the engine then, which is now out of the van, as you can see, laying on the floor. We've got oil leaks from the pushrod tubes. Fuel pump is leaking, and the sort of filler tube, so the gasket for the filler tube at the front of the engine is leaking as well. But we do the oil leaks another day, so I've got to order some seals and bits and bobs for that. So we'll worry about actually doing those another time. I think what I'm going to do, if you look around the bus, then you can see that I've got a little hole over here and that kind of stuff. So taking the engine out, one of the reasons I took the engine out was so I could sort of access more around the back end of this bus. So I think what we're going to do, we'll probably just pop the gearbox out as well and get it out of the way. And then when we've done that, we'll have a good look underneath it, and I'm going to get a wire wheel under there on the drill or on the grinder or something, and start getting rid of some of this old crappy old rust. And then we'll be able to see what the chassis is like, sort of over here, you know, and that kind of stuff. We'll have a bit of space. And so we'll go through that, and we'll start dealing with some of the rust issues that we have underneath it. Okay, so the engine's out. From a how-to point of view, I guess there's no point really. There's loads of videos on there telling you how to take engines out of these things. They're very easy to drop out. Just, well, to be fair, there are only blooming eight nuts and bolts holding this thing in. That and a few cables and wires. But yeah. So really, this is this is where we are. We're not standing idly by. We're cracking on. Gearbox will be out next, maybe tomorrow. So I'll try. What I'm going to try and do is get a video on every weekend, or maybe 2 weekends, every 2 weeks. I'll try and get a video on at least every 2 weeks, with something else done to the bus. Okay. Good stuff. So that's it. That's it. Big pile of bits. All rusty. Broken bolts, nuts, things like that. Snapped. But we can deal with it. There's my beautiful bike. Okay, so crack on. See you soon.